How's it going, everyone? So some of the valves, or actually all the valves have come in. I've got my new lifters. These are the old valves. I believe some of these are bent, and I don't know which ones are bent. I chucked a couple of them up in a drill and spun them, and they looked a little wobbly. Yeah, this is one of them. You may not be able to pick it up in the camera, but as I spin it around, there's like a dark spot in it right there. That's where it wasn't sealing. Let's see. So this one looks okay. This one looks okay. Yeah, that one wasn't sealing very good. You can see where the dark spot gets real wide right there. And as you can tell, I've blown this motor up, or not this motor, but motors up with these heads on it before. The other one's got some scars in it too. And I've replaced valves that were like noticeably bent. But typically when little stuff like this happens, you can catch a valve and bend it a little bit. And while the motor's apart, I figured, you know what, I'll just replace all the valves. So I'm replacing all the valves right now. I'm lapping them in. And then I've gotten seals, valve spring tool, grommets for my valve covers. Those are for the freeze plugs that I need to replace. New 10-degree locks. This is my oil pan gasket, new valve cover gaskets. And then those are my head gaskets. I'm still waiting on my new springs and retainers, but those should be shipping today, hopefully. And I should be getting those soon. So things are coming together, and I'm going to keep grinding away at these, and I'll get back to you after I get a couple of them done. Alright, so I got them all lapped. If you look, you can see how it's dull looking. It's because I lapped them together. I sprayed a little bit of oil in here and cleaned everything off. And then if you look at the valves, you can see the valves have a dull spot on them. So that entire spot all the way around is what's lapped together and what makes the seal. You can see it on the exhaust one too. And all I do is, I've got this on my drill, and I just put a little bit of lapping compound on there, boom, go one way, switch it back, go the other way, and then you pop it, so you spin it, and then as it's spinning, you pull it up and pop it back down, spin, pull it up and pop it back down, and you just pull the valve out and wipe the valve off every once in a while, and once you have the spot all the way around the valve, for the most part, usually the seat is good. So what I'll probably do is clean these up. I'll finish cleaning these up. I'll put the valves in. I'll probably put the old springs back on it just for now, temporarily, and I'll fill all the exhaust with water and make sure it's not weeping out anywhere. And then if it's not, I'll flip it over, fill all the intakes with water, and see if it weeps out from anywhere. And if it does, then I'll lap that valve a little bit more. So we'll see what happens. Alright, so my new locks and keepers and valve spring locators came in, along with my new valve springs. So I went to a 10-degree retainer, and of course spring locator, and then I went to 10-degree super locks from Comp Cam. And then these are pretty cool because they also, if I decide to put cups back on these lash caps, they have a little machined spot in them, so the lash cap can fit in there, which is pretty neat. So currently I'm putting my new springs on. I haven't started on that one yet. I gotta take that one all back apart still, but putting it back together, and I'll be putting the motor back together soon. Everything's going pretty good so far. Everything seems to be fitting pretty good, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, well, it's going back together. I got it full of oil. As you can see, there's oil up in the heads. I put a drill on the oil pump and turned it until I got oil out of all the push rods. I've got my preload set at 50 thou. Johnson/Iski recommends 40 to 60, so I just met it in the middle and did about 50 thou. And now I'm fixing to put some RTV along the China rail on both sides and set the intake back on it. But this is where I've gotten so far, and it's coming together. Everything's looking good with the new bigger retainers. I've got plenty of room in there for the rocker arm. Everything's fitting well, so everything's looking good so far. How's it going, everyone? So currently setting the motor down in there. This is how I'm doing it. That's how I moved it from over under the house over there, where you can see the engine stand right there, to over here. Was like that. 2 straps. It's just sitting on my hitch. The straps are holding it centered, and then boom, there's the motor. So I'm getting ready to set it down in here. I've got the flex plate on it. All I've done today is I put the alternator on it, the belt, the distributor, just the accessories mainly, the headers, the turbo, but nothing crazy. So I didn't film any of that little stuff. But I'm getting ready to set it down in there. I put some tire shine on it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's nice and shiny. It's looking good. So I'm going to start setting it down in there, and hopefully this goes smoothly. It came out smoothly. Hopefully it goes in smoothly. We'll see. All right, it's running. Everything sounds good. It's got the sewing machine sound, which is normal, but it doesn't have that metal on metal tick anymore like it did. I let it come up to temperature. Everything's looking good. It's been idling for about 15 minutes or so. Oil pressure looks really good. Everything looks really good. It does have a couple of exhaust leaks at the V-band clamps, and then the clamp under the car isn't tightened, but I'm not worried about that tonight. It's running good, it sounds good, and I'm happy. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification button, and I'll catch you in the next one.